mentioned Bloom Energy before, and the reason these fuel cell companies are becoming attractive to big tech and the hyperscalers now is they can come online really quickly. They can be built really quickly. Where nuclear, which I believe nuclear SMR is going to be the future because the government's pushing that, but the everything else takes time. It takes like years, like lots of years. Like nuclear is many years. Even natural gas to get natural gas in line, it's like a couple of years. The fuel cells are just a really quick alternative to get some data center going, and at least get 50, 100, 200 megawatts going in like less than a year. Like Bloom Energy, they can do 50 megawatts in like 90 days. So that appeals to the big tech companies because they get something going. And Bloom Energy, they had a history of working with data centers in the past, but you can see that the stock like it went from like $10 to 150 once they started getting a lot more data center contracts. It just makes a lot of sense right now. It makes sense in an area where there's a huge power demand and there's just not a lot of short-term options to get these data centers online. The fuel cells are filling up that gap, and they're also good for backup power too. Like there's there's backup power with every data center has a backup power. So they usually use solar and a battery. The fuel cells are an alternative for that too. So plug may even get business with their they call it energy storage, where they do the backup power for data center in case they lose their main power. They need to be able to run. It may take some time for Plug Power's contracts to come in from data center companies. If they do, it took Bloom Energy a long time. Bloom Energy, they had data center deals for years until they got the hyperscaler deals. But just the fact that Plug's working with them is good. And I don't know how long Bloom Energy was testing with the hyperscalers before they got their contracts. It may have been a long time for all I know. I don't know. It could be like a year or two until Plug gets a hyperscaler contract. If they do, I don't know if they're going to get one for actual be the power source. It's more likely they might get a like an energy battery backup contract where they're the backup power along with solar in case the data centers go down, which is in demand too. Like that's like the fastest growing thing. So there's a good hook for that. But Plug already has a lot of revenue. They're international. They're in Georgia, Louisiana, and I believe Kentucky. They have they supply the power for like Amazon and Walmart, like these big retailers. They have a hydrogen source in Georgia. Georgia's the best prototype, or best example of a hydrogen power plant. It's really efficient, and I was reading about the efficiencies that they can get out of these hydrogen fuel cells for the data centers. They're above industry standards. I don't know what the base efficiency is, electrical efficiency, but it was like really high. So that's even more of a case that the hyperscalers would choose to make one or at least some of their data centers powered by hydrogen.